Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. This is London Tayy coming to you today with another video. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how I did the 6-stitch braids on natural hair, and I'm going to show you guys how to do the curly buns in the back, okay? 2 curly buns in the back, all right? So if you guys are interested in seeing how that looks, then go ahead and continue watching. So right now, I'm just going to section her hair out. So since I'm doing 6 braids, I'm going to part her hair down the middle because it's an even number, guys. If it was an odd number, then I would not part down the middle, okay? I would have a braid down the middle, okay, if that makes sense. So since I know it's going to be 6, I'm just going to go ahead and section her hair half and half, all right? So you guys see at the beginning what I'm using. I'm using that style booster. I use that when I do stitch braids because it gives me enough grip to be able to do the stitch braids effectively. I'm going to use the Shine and Jam mousse and the Shine and Jam oil sheen. I'm going to use the Got To Be Glue cream, which is in the yellow bottle, for her edges, okay? I'm going to explain why I'm using everything and when I'm using everything. So yeah, guys, so like I said, I'm parting her down the middle, and right now I'm just going to go ahead and pre-part. So I'm just going to go ahead and section her hair off and braid it out the way to give me some type of visual on how and where I'm going to place these braids, okay? So that is what I am doing right now.
True beats.
Okay, so now that I'm basically done with that pre-parting, guys, I am going to just start with that first braid. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and braid that first braid because I feel like you guys didn't get a good visual. So I'm going to slow down and explain when I do the second braid, guys. But I just want you guys to see like how I'm doing it. I'm just taking the 2 braids that I'm working on. So if I'm working on that one braid, I got to make sure that the parting's right. So I have to take out the other braid, okay? Just to make sure the parting is good, okay? Because I don't focus on the parting when I pre-part. I guess if you do focus on the parting, it will be a lot easier, but I don't do that, okay? So yeah, this is what's been working for me. Eventually, I think I will just go ahead and perfect the part. And then I'm just going to, just take 1 braid out instead of taking 2 braids out to fix the braid, all right? So, yeah, guys, so like I said, I just apply the style factor on the parts, and then I use a rat tail comb to clear up the parts. I like to use the metal parts to clear up the parts and define the parts, all right? And right here, I'm just going to go ahead and braid the other braid that I'm not going to use. But this time, I'm going to braid it a little bit tighter so that way I make sure that the parting won't be messed up, okay? So, yeah. So now that I am done with that first braid, guys, like I said, I'm doing the same thing I did with the first braid. I'm just perfecting the part. And here I am about to get started, guys. So I put that Shine and Jam at the front of the braid. I make sure that I parted out the baby hairs that I want to not include, okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and put that Shine and Jam on both sides of that braid that I am doing, guys. And I'm just going to smooth it in with the comb. I'm just going to do both sides that way. So I like to put it at the front and put it on all the sides, okay? And just comb that in and smooth that in, guys. And then I like to part out the front part where I'm going to start that first stitch. I'm going to have that on the front. I like to make sure that's really, really defined and crisp and clean. I'm going to do that. And then the next step, I am going to just, I'm going to put that Shine and Jam. Well, I'm sorry, not Shine and Jam. I'm going to put that style factor on that first behind that first stitch. Okay, guys? So that's basically what I'm doing. I'm just kind of getting everything defined and everything clean and crisp before I go ahead and start braiding, guys. And then after that, you guys missed it, but I part it down the middle. I probably will include it so you guys can see how I part it all the way down the middle. So that way, whenever I do start the stitch, I'm able to just pull from the left side, pull from the right side, pull from the left side, pull from the right side. Yeah, kind of like how you'll see me doing, okay? So this is in real time, guys. This is how slow I do the stitch braids. I just use the comb. As you guys can see, I have nails, and the nails are not even like that pointy type of nail, so I can't even use my nails. Personally, I try using my nails. I don't like using my nails, guys. It just doesn't give me, it's just more of a hassle to me, and I know that using the comb will give me a better parting, okay? Another a tip that I like to use, guys, I do not like to use those combs with that teeth missing at the front, because whenever I am stitching, it's not going, it just doesn't, it does the part good, but it won't like comb up the hair at the same time that I'm stitching like a regular comb would, because it has all those teeth. It has all those teeth, and the teeth are not missing, okay? So since it has all those teeth, and when I'm doing the part, I kind of get to part and comb, and that helps me grip the stitch way better, guys. So that's a tip I like to use when it comes to these stitch braids. Also, I learned how to make the stitch braids neater, and that is by doing very, very slim pieces of the stitch, okay? Back then, I used to do like thick stitches, like just do a stitch here and there, but I feel like it's a lot neater me doing it the way I'm doing it now, which is small, slender pieces of the stitch, and I'm doing it as I go. So yeah, so I'm stitching to the right. I'm going to add that stitch. I'm going to braid that stitch into the hair, and then I'm going to go ahead and go back to the left. Now her hair is full and it's thick, guys, so I'm literally only going to add like 2 or 3 pieces of braiding hair. That's it, guys. Now I did start to add braiding hair, I'm sorry, add some curly hair to the end, guys. She didn't tell me she wanted the curly buns until she was already here and I didn't have the hair. So I tried with this kind of loose wave hair. But the curls were not as defined as I wanted them to be, guys. So I did add those curly pieces to the end because I knew it was going to be buns. So I knew that I wanted to kind of like wrap it, and then the curly ends will be visible, guys. But the hair was just too thin and too straight. So when you see those curly pieces, you'll know what I was trying to do. But that hair was just too straight. So what I ended up using some spring twist hair, guys. And whenever I just did the bun, I ended up wrapping that spring twist around the bun. So that way it gives it that curly bun look still, okay? So yeah, so this is just me like slowly doing the stitches, guys. I wanted to show you guys in real time because a lot of people always speed past these processes. So yeah, you guys are gonna be able to see a lot better. But yeah, I like to like stitch from behind so that way I can see the entire stitch. So I'm gonna braid to the right, guys. Once I braid to the right, I like to get that comb, make that stitch, grab that stitch, and if it's not defined, I do it again, grab that stitch, put that comb where I can easily accessibly grab it, put it right there. Now, if the hair was thinner or shorter, guys, of course you would start to add hair. But, with these braids, I actually like the kind of thinner braid look. I don't want or like a bulky braid. So, I wouldn't even add a lot of hair, but I would for sure add hair. Okay, guys? So, yeah. So, that is basically what I am doing. I think I will start to speed it up a little bit because I'm sure you guys kind of get the concept. You just kind of braid to the right, stitch, grab the hair, braid to the left, stitch, grab the hair, and I just keep doing it over and over again until I am done. And right here, guys, I'm just adding the pieces of braiding hair because I just want it to be a little bit more, a little bit thicker, okay? The braiding hair does not match her hair color. Her hair color is more so like a color number 2. The braiding hair that I got was like a color number 1B. They're pretty similar, but they're not the exact, okay? So yeah, guys, so I think I'm going to add a little bit more braiding hair just because I want it to be a little bit thicker in the back. And then I'm going to start adding that loose wave hair that I was telling you guys about. I'm going to kind of feed it into it like I just did just now. Feed the hair into that and braid it a little bit. I did like leave out a little curly piece because like I said, I wanted it random curly pieces. Now if the hair was way curlier than that, I think it would have looked really cute initially, but it ended up looking cute on the ends or at the end. So I really appreciated that, guys, and I'm just going to do that same concept throughout the entire hair. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Whenever I get more so towards the end, I will come back, okay? Alrighty. Alright guys, so right here, as you guys can see, I have these loose pieces of hair, and then I have the hair at the end, guys. So like I stated, she told me late that she wanted curly ends, so I didn't even have the proper curly hair to add. I would have added some like a bohemian curl hair because that would have gave me the tight enough curl that I wanted, guys. But this hair was more so like a loose wave hair, so whenever you start to like stretch it out, guys, it just gave this type of like the type of curl that I felt like would get nappy very quickly, only because it's just so straight, and this type of hair is just really not to be worn this straight. So what I ended up doing was I ended up kind of just wrapping all the hair around eventually, because you guys can see I was trying to leave like curly pieces and things like that, but it just was not giving the look that I wanted. So honestly, it was my client's idea. She said, you know, we looked back at the picture and we said, you know what, why don't we have some curly hair and just wrap that around the bun, the base of the bun. So what I ended up doing, guys, I had spring twist hair. So I ended up literally just getting like 3 or 4 pieces of the spring twist hair, and then I wrapped that around the base, and that's what ended up giving it the look that I wanted. So after I just kind of covered all of this up right here, I used that spring twist hair, and then I started to wrap. And then as I was wrapping, guys, I started to kind of just leave a couple pieces just kind of randomly out, so that way it gives it that kind of full curly type of look. You get what I'm saying? So that is basically how I ended the look. So after I do that, I basically started to do her edges and kind of set everything the way I wanted it to look. So it gave what it needs to be given. Okay, so you will use the pre stretch hair, and then you will use the spring twist hair, guys. All you need is one pack of that spring twist hair. You don't need much, but it gives it that kind of full curly look in the back that we were going for. So I was super, super excited. It was a really good idea that she said. She said, you know what? Why don't you just wrap it around instead of kind of braiding it into the ends like I already had the other hair braided into the end. So this was just perfect. So after this, guys, I did get some bobby pins, and I kind of placed a few in the bun so that way everything can kind of stay and everything wasn't like kind of moving around. All right. So here I'm just using the Got To Be Glue cream, only because, guys, she has very soft curly edges anyway. So all I really needed to do was use that cream. Now if you have more of like a kinkier texture client, or your hair is more kinkier textured, I highly suggest using Style Factor Edge Control and then placing that Got To Be cream on top so that way it holds for days the way it's supposed to, okay? So I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to kind of do her edges and how I'm going to play with them. And then, yeah, guys, I'm just going to end everything with Got To Be Glue spray, a little bit of oil sheen, and guys, that's it. There was no dipping of the ends. There was none of that. Okay, guys, hope you enjoy this video. Hope it was informative for you guys, and I will talk to y'all in my next video. Love y'all. Bye.